The Eons of the Star Rail universe, for the most part, do not really care about the other sentient inhabitants that live alongside them. At least, that's what we're told. The Eons only care about the path they are on and living as a physical manifestation of said path. Because of this, getting the attention of any of the Eons is no easy feat, and even those who are extremely influential or important may only gain the brief gaze of such gods. However, every now and then there exist sentient creatures who are so in tune with a particular path that they become worthy of more than just a short glance. These rare individuals are known as Emanators, and despite the term not being a common one in the story so far, we've actually met a few of them. So who exactly are the Emanators, and how do they differ from the many path striders that live in the universe of Honkai Star Rail? Before we dive deeper into this lore, if you want to see more Honkai Star Rail content, do consider subscribing to the channel. The universe of Honkai Star Rail is inhabited by many billions, potentially trillions of people, and each of them contribute, whether they know it or not, to at least one of the paths that exist in the universe. They do this through their individual actions and thoughts, and each action generates imaginary energy that fuels each path. If they act in accordance to the path of destruction, for example by doing destructive things, that path naturally becomes more prominent within the universe. But these individuals sometimes unknowingly do this, and as such, their connection to the path itself is weak, despite contributing to it. There are individuals whose wills align so much with the path that they are said to be on it. These are what the path striders are. Given most paths are just emotions and actions manifested into energy, if an individual's will overlaps strongly with a specific path, they are often able to draw power from it directly. While not canonically or explicitly mentioned, or maybe I'm just misremembering things here, this is how most playable characters we know have supernatural abilities creating elements and energies out of thin air. A step above these are individuals known as the Emanators. For most path striders, gaining access to a specific path is but a small way to stand out. The Eon may cast its gaze upon an individual when they accomplish this, but only for a fleeting moment, likely out of plain curiosity. The Emanators, however, are on a higher level of hierarchy and are different in that they have been given a blessing directly from an Eon and granted a sliver of their full power. It's unclear whether one must be a Pathstrider first or anyone can receive a blessing at any time, but since most Eons are powerhouses and literal gods, I would assume they can give these powers to whoever they wish. Aha, the Eon of Elation once granted the entirety of the power and knowledge from the Path of Elation to a single worm, so I'm sure that this is entirely possible. Emanators can sometimes be viewed as mini versions of the Eons they venerate, with Jingyuan and most of the generals of the Xianzhou Alliance being known to be extremely powerful, having received blessings from the Eon of the Hunt directly. The Lord Ravagers, Emanators of Destructions, are each said to be able to destroy planets just by themselves. Now, if you continue to embody the ideals of a specific path and grow your connection to it, I would imagine that eventually you will reach a stage close to ascension. Most Eons have been said to originate at one point from a mortal. One example being Nanook, who was birthed from Adlivun after the world fell. One way this happens is that a new path is created and the individual closest to those ideals are elevated to act as an Eon, though this hasn't been fully explored. Another way is that for paths that have existed for a long time, individuals may eventually challenge an Eon for the right to ascend. Even among the gods, as explained by Kafka, this process occurs with each Eon battling one another and the winners gaining more powers while the losers are absorbed into the path of the winner or even cease to exist. So how common are these Emanators? Well, in truth, we have met a few of them already. As I mentioned, Jingyuan and all the generals of the Xianzhou Alliance are known to be Emanators of the Eon of the Hunt Lan. We also know of the Lord Ravagers of the Antimatter Legion, who are Emanators of the Eon of Destruction Nanook. Herta is also said to have been an Emanator of Nous, the Eon of Erudition, although I don't recall if this was specifically confirmed, but given she is part of the Genius Society, at the very least, she likely has the gaze of Nous. Black Swan, who we see in the Myriad Celestia trailer, is speculated to be an Emanator for Fuli, the Eon of Remembrance. To my best recollection, these are the only individuals we know that are said to be Emanators, but no doubt we will meet more of them in the future as the mystery of the Eons slowly unfold. Before I end this video though, I do want to include 2 more individuals who I think may be Emanators, but it's purely speculation. The first is Sampo, who I suspect to be an Emanator for the Eon of Elation, aha. I elaborated more on this in another video, but given his wall-breaking shenanigans and pretty direct references to the Eon, it is possible he is somewhat related to it. I also think that March 7th may potentially be an Emanator, or at the very least connected to the Eon of Remembrance fully. Again, I explored this in more detail in another video. Yes, there's a lot of cross-promotion here, but I don't want to drag this video out by repeating stuff. So go check both those videos out if you want more context, but essentially, these 2 characters are the ones I suspect to have some blessings from other Eons. Also, I suppose the main character could be considered one, given he received help from the Eon of Preservation Klipoth at the end of Belborg, or did he forcefully just take some of its power? I'm not sure about that. That brings this video to an end though. Truth be told, we don't really know too much at the moment about how the Eons and the paths really work, and so some of these explanations could largely change in the future once the story is fleshed out. Let me know in the comments who you suspect to also be Emanators, or if I missed out anyone here. If you enjoyed the video, do consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. As usual, have a nice day.